So earlier this school semester, I'm walking through my university's parking garage with a nice, warm bag of Chick-fil-A I grabbed after class. Just trying to get to my car and drive home to slave away on videos. When out of nowhere, I get run up on by this guy holding a very, obviously, ranged weapon. And after he refused to take my wallet, I realized that it wasn't just some guy. It was Cupid. And he was here, bow and arrow in hand, to take not my money, or my Chick-fil-A, but to take my heart. Okay, that was clever. Please don't click off.
Where did you learn what it means to reciprocate? How much can I be expected to tolerate?
Please still be there when I turn around. Yo! So as a requirement to graduate from my university, I have to take at least 2 science courses, which is a huge drag and feels like a waste of my time, since my major doesn't even have anything to do with science in the first place. Dude, stop complaining, everyone has to do it. Hey, there's nothing wrong with complaining about things that are stupid and unnecessary. And it's not like I'm not doing it. In fact, I'm finishing up my natural science class right now. The course was easy enough, but the 2 big things that kinda made it suck was that 1, I chose to take the almost 3-hour class at 8 o'clock in the morning. And 2, that this class is super duper boring. And putting those 2 things together is a perfect recipe for... I'm actually evil when it comes to falling asleep in public spaces. Like, you could put me in the middle of the field during a Friday night high school football game, and I'll literally be in REM sleep within the hour. Funny Sleep Stories is on the upload roster. So anyway, I would have very likely spent the entire semester face down, drooling on my desk while my professor rambles about meanders and picniclin, if it weren't for one single thing. And that's the 10 out of 10 baggy jeans wearing, straight bangs having, really smart loner type that's also very frequently late to class girl that sits a little ways away from me. Oh my god! Now, I've been at this university for 2 years now, and out of every single girl I've seen so far, this is the only one that I've genuinely been outwardly attracted to. I liked pretty much everything about how she looks, and I don't even know when it started. I was probably just sitting in class one day, fighting for my life to stay awake, and maybe she was wearing a cool fit, or the light hit her face at just the right angle, but I was like, yo, this girl is gorgeous. So from that moment on, I decided that I was into this girl, and wanted to figure out a way to ask her out. There were a couple problems here though. It's like the stars themselves aligned in a once in a billion year constellation to put an impenetrable barrier between me and the prettiest girl I've ever seen. Because of course it can never be easy for me. So let me run through all the stuff I had to work around here, and then I'll tell you the game plan. The first wall here, the first raid boss that I have to solo, is that when in alphabetical order, our last names are incredibly far apart. And in this class, our professor takes attendance at the very end of class while also dismissing us by last name. And she gets called significantly earlier than I do, since alphabetically there's like a canyon between our last names. And remember, she's a loner type, so the second her name gets called, she's not waiting for friends or anything, she is out the door. And by the time I manage to get out of class, she's gone. Okay, so talking to her after class is a no-go. Maybe I'll just try to get there a little early and strike up a conversation before we go in then. Well, that plan fell through. Guess she's not coming to class today. Sorry I'm late.
Bro, class started half an hour ago.
Yeah, remember what I said earlier? So practically every day, she was between 5 and like 45 minutes late to class. Meaning that unless I post up outside of the building like a drug dealer, I wasn't gonna catch her before class either. Not doing that, by the way. I don't care how much I like someone. I'm not gonna sit there and wait for them like my overweight house cat waits for me to look away for a millisecond so that he can pounce on my foot like I've got a treat stuck between my toes. So even though I myself am frequently very late to class, I just couldn't think of a way to find her at a reasonable enough time to start a conversation. So she sits too far away from me during class, leaves before me after class. Holy cow, I'm late right now. I'm really at a loss though. In any regard, it's not often that someone catches my eye like this, so I'm not gonna let this chance pass me by. I swear the first chance I get, the second I see her, I'm just gonna lay it out and tell her how I feel.